Our next speaker will be Kiran Keshav. Kiran is the Executive Director of the Yale Center for Research Computing and the Senior Director of Research Technologies at Yale. Kiran joined the staff of Yale in 2013 as ITS Director of Research Services, and in 2014 he was appointed Senior Director of Research Technology. Before coming to Yale, Kiran served as Chief Technology Officer and Vice President of Technology at Betterment LLC in New York City. Prior to this, Kiran was the manager of the development group at the Columbia University Center for Bioinformatics. Kiran holds an undergraduate degree from Queen's University in Canada and an Executive Master of Science degree in Technology Management from Columbia University. And he is truly our host today, so welcome, Kiran.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Thanks, Steve. Now I'm just thinking, how am I going to implement these things?
You're thinking what an opportunity this is to how we are going to show how open science should be done.
Exactly. That's right. So on that note, today we're going to see a lot of great presentations on open data and research transparency and reproducibility across a broad set of disciplines, from astrophysics to political science, from American studies to outcomes research. But underpinning all of these disciplines is really the need for a robust cyber infrastructure on campuses. And as part of that infrastructure, it's not just the technology itself, but it's also access to skill sets on how to use this infrastructure, as well as the training to keep up to speed with the latest and ever-changing technology trends on campus. The mission for the Yale Center for Research Computing is to build this dynamic community to support these data and computationally intensive needs in each of these disciplines. Today we welcome you to, of course, the 4th annual Day of Data, but also to the official opening of the Yale Center for Research Computing. Planning for this center started about 2 years ago, and today we are officially open for business. As Steve had shown, if we look at the advancements in some of these scientific techniques, so for example, the ability to map the structure of the Zika virus with cryo-electron microscopy, or the ability to create these 3D models of ancient Egyptian artifacts from photographs, or if we look at the decreasing trends in costs in sequencing a genome, the ability to sequence a genome for $1,000 now versus the $100 million just 15 years ago, the complexities surrounding the computational needs on campus are increasing as well and advancing as well. And so it's soon not going to be uncommon where we're going to have to transfer data at 100 gigabits per second on campus, or store multiple petabytes of data a day, and then archive that data to be able to keep up with these federally funded mandates or federal mandates. Unfunded mandates. And so it's going to get trickier and trickier and trickier to keep up with these computational environments. And that, to me, is why a lot of these Tier 1 institutions have or are starting to create these research computing centers, and why there is a national dialogue at this point on how to support researchers on campus and what are the skill sets that are necessary to do so. In the last 12 months, the YCRC has been involved in a variety of initiatives from acquiring funding to refresh hardware infrastructure, the HPC computing clusters with the Yale Center for Genome Analysis, to providing dedicated support to groups like climatology or creating orbital simulators with astrophysics. But when thinking through, an example of what demonstrates the broad suite of services that we offer here at the center, what came to mind is a faculty member who recently joined the Department of Psychology and how we handled that situation. So what we did there was prior to her coming to Yale from another institution, we paired her with the research support group led by Dr. Andy Sherman and Dr. Rob Bjornson. And they sat with her and discussed, what's it going to take to get your data here to Yale, and what sort of computational environment are you going to need to process that data, given that some of it is sensitive data. They provided the data management infrastructure, a storage infrastructure and archive solution to house her sensitive data. They provided her with access to the computing cluster set up by the systems administration team at the computing center. They've equipped her lab with access to the high-speed network on campus, which allows her to transfer her data from her lab to the compute resources at a level much faster than the standard network on campus. They continue to plan with her what her next set of investments will be on infrastructure, and they will be providing training as to how to use this infrastructure. Training where we host a lot of workshops here at the center. Since this past July 1st, we've trained over 400 people on workshops such as scripting with Python, R, HPC boot camps, Amazon Web Services, and so we continue to build out that suite of workshops. So of course we're involved with everything computational here at the Research Computing Center, but we can also be seen as an entry point for some of the other initiatives that Steve had alluded to here on campus, such as the Data and eScience Group, the Research Data Consultation Group, both out of the library, ITS Research Technology Services in ITS. We're a nimble group and a small group, but we are complemented by a YCRC steering committee. Many of you who are here today who have influenced and provided insight on the direction of some of our initiatives. We're supported by our two faculty co-directors who are here, Harlan Krumholz and Daisuke Nagai, who consistently provide me with feedback on the pain points on campus and how we can turn those into opportunities. And then, of course, we've of course had the support of the Provost's office and the medical school through Steve Gervin and Carolyn Slayman, and we're grateful for that. We've done a lot. We know there's plenty more to do. Our office hours are from 9 to 5 daily. Dedicated support hours with our research support groups are posted on the website, as are the training seminars. We thank you for coming to today's event. I do hope that I get a chance to speak with you throughout the day or in the coming months. And now, as is customary of the opening of any new center, we call Steve Gervin to do a ribbon cutting.
That these things have to be right in order for the cut. So we're extremely happy to have this fabulous new and this center to help with research.
Oh.